This just in, there has now been a third attempt on Donald Trump. And just as with the other two attempts, it's a right-wing nut job. And this time, it's a right-wing Catholic. The Secret Service has confirmed that Stephen Colbert of the Colbert Report has mortally wounded Donald Trump's ego. Nobody knows why right-wingers keep trying to bury Trump, but everyone does know how hard to the right Stephen Colbert leans. His right-wing diatribes are legendary. Here he is railing, just like his idol Donald Trump, against cancel culture.
The dark forces trying to silence my message of core conservative principles mixed with youth-friendly product placement have been thwarted. The cancel Colbert people think that even in context, I am a racist. I just want to say that I am not a racist. I don't even see race, not even my own. People tell me I'm white, and I believe them because I just devoted 6 minutes to explaining how I'm not a racist.
And like any good journalist, like those you can find in abundance on faux news, we want to get into the mind of the would-be assassin to find out what makes them tick-tock, to find out, for lack of a better term, why. In Colbert's case, the cause is crystal clear. It was his wife. It's a tale as old as time. A woman turned a man insane. In this sad story of a strong, manly man, Colbert was reduced, nay, I might even say emasculated, when his wife forced him to write a cookbook. A cookbook. Watch as this broken man tries so hard to pretend.
My family made shrimp paste, and our recipe was terrible. And the first thing I ever made for Evie was shrimp paste, which is not the most attractive sounding dish.
Well, you used canned shrimp.
I used canned shrimp, and it was terrible.
There were budget constraints.
Exactly.
This obvious attempt to destroy a man's soul food turned the right-leaning, right is right Colbert into a raging character assassin. And Donald Trump became his target. Watch as you can see the plan emerging and evolving.
That's just upsetting. That sounds like he eats babies or is building a baby army or wait a second, is he Rumpelstiltskin? Okay. I've put up with a lot of despicable nonsense from this clown over the last 9 years, but I will not stand here while he attacks David Muir's luscious chocolate waterfall.
So it should come as no surprise to anyone that under the influence of this left-wing fruitcake Southern belle of a woman, Stephen Colbert became a cold-blooded ego assassin. I'm going to show the footage of that horrific moment where Colbert goes for the jugular. But please, those of you with designs for a weak constitution, do not watch.
Like, would you have former President Trump on the show?
I've had him before, and it's kind of boring, so no.
No.
Yeah, no. I don't like to have people on the show who I don't think are going to be honest agents of their own ideas. Politicians always represent an idea. So if I think a politician is disingenuous, and not to point out Mr. Trump specifically, because there are many politicians I wouldn't want to talk to that I think do not honestly represent what they actually believe, but are rather just playing to a crowd. And so that's just no fun.
Now, to no one's surprise, the Secret Service surrounded Trump, threw his shoes onto the ground in fear that his lifts were actually a bomb, just like Trump's jokes, and got him in the car, but not before Trump raised his blood pressure and went on a screed. In a testimony to his inner child, Trump ranted on social media, writing, I briefly watched an interview of Stephen Colbert on highly government-subsidized PBS. I found it fascinating for only one reason. Why would they be wasting time and the public's money on this complete and total loser? He is not funny, which he gets paid far too much to be. He is not wise. He is very boring. And his show is dying from a complete lack of viewers. Gutfield on cable is killing him. CBS should terminate his contract and pick almost anyone right off the street who would do better and for far less money. Or I could recommend someone much more talented and smarter who would do it for free. The good news for Stephen is that the two dopes on NBC and ABC are not much better than him. And there is Don, old Trump, or what remains of his ego, fighting the truth with his last gasp, struggling to remain a lie, squeaking to us from beyond the gray. PBS is not highly subsidized by the government. Colbert remains number one in late night television, and nobody has even heard of Gutfield. Frankly, I'm worried that Trump actually meant Seinfeld. But don't worry, Donald. Maybe the networks will take up your suggestion and bring back Johnny Carson. And it's easy to see why Trump looks so fondly upon Carson. Much like Johnny, that old Trump campaign magic, the ability to draw and keep large crowds, is dead. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.